All right, let's get into the video. I was right about FaZe. The FaZe group has officially broken up. Gang, this looks insane. I'm not gonna lie. I think after they did the huge shift from all the streamers that they were having under the brand's FaZe, or the brand FaZe itself, and then switching over to a smaller group of brain rot content creators. I mean, we can't call Max a brain rot content creator. I don't think Silky's a brain. I think Lacey, Stable Ronaldo, and Jason were the three that basically, like, they weren't really pushing for, you know what I'm saying? At least as far as I can see, because I'm not a casual watcher of their streams. I've barely ever popped into their streams. They were probably featured on somebody else's, and or I saw a YouTube video where they're like, yeah, I'm a streamer, I'm in FaZe, and that's how I found out about them, or like the FaZe clips and stuff like that. Well, I'm talking about before all that. So, you know, when that comes into play, it's like, damn, Jason definitely started to switch around. He became one of the biggest names on Twitch. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like him following a different path than like the rage baity content and stuff like that, where like it's just like all focused on that. And that's just like, kudos to him. I hope, you know what I'm saying, all of these boys do really well. You don't need a brand to take you to the next level, because like when you're in a group like this, like RDC, like FaZe, like AMP, like some bros, each streamer carries themselves. So it's not really a thing where you're like, oh, I need this company to make me bigger. If I left, it's not gonna kill the brand, nor is it gonna kill my career. And that's where you want to be at. Make decisions that could benefit you, but if they don't follow through, it may, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be that big of a deal. And yeah, you can't follow that with everything, but when it comes to like consecration, business, and things of that nature, you want to make sure that you have found a stable foundation that you can build off of, you know what I'm saying? Or you can branch off of. So that's just where I'm coming with that one. Let's get into it.
It's like we're puppets. At least that's what it felt like. Anything could happen at any moment.
They tried to make that pay 20 bands a month. What the? Making him look like this ego monster. Don't know the
Whoa, what? FaZe Clan has unfollowed Stable Ronaldo, confirming that he has left the organization. Oh.
Truth, bro.
I find you guys
$20 a month.
Ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach. And I'm here to tell you, as former FaZe Banks, this was one of the worst decisions I've ever made in my entire life.
One of the worst decisions you could have made in your life? That is so interesting. While last year seemed to be year of the FaZe, this year has not gone so well. It all kind of kicked off with Plagueboy Max announcing his departure from the group, and ever since then, things have kind of been spiraling. And just yesterday, at least this commentary channel got one of the greatest gifts that could have possibly happened. Pretty much every single creator that was affiliated with FaZe put out a tweet saying, left FaZe Clan. I'm talking about Silky, Ron, Jason, Lacey, Adapt.
Him, bodies.
FaZe lost seemingly most of their current roster, and we've got to talk about it on this momentous day. If you haven't already, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Us unemployed got to stick together, and it would be greatly appreciated. Now, back into the celebration. Now, FaZe isn't new to doing these sorts of different promotions, so when all of the FaZe members came out and said left at FaZe Clan simultaneously, it kind of didn't surprise anybody. People thought that it was just another one of their, you know, subathons, marathons being promoted for what's to come. But some of us that follow the Twitter communities saw that, hey, there was a house up for sale. There were people being seen in different locations. There was a little bit of a breadcrumbing that had happened over the past couple of days that makes this moment in time make so much more sense. And to get the ball rolling even further away from the conversation about this being any sorts of promo, Plagueboy Max's legitimate cousin, Fatboy Dip, came to the internet and started to spill some tea that was so hot I had to blow it off 50,000 times and still get burned when I drank it.
Gang, you see that little townhouse that Max was in? They tried to make that pay 20 bands a month. What the?
20 bands a month for a little townhouse that I know people got for 3 bands? 3.5? That's like in my neighborhood. What the fuck?
Whoa.
Or give a percentage of myself. What the?
Or give a percentage of your,
but
your
Max
brand?
is such a good, he just, yo, bro, I just want to, and now he's like, Max, look crazy, look like egoed out. No, that's not cool though. Like taking on the chin, making him look like this ego monster. don't know the truth, bro.
Now, up to that point, it was unverified what was going on, but what reason would Blackboy Max's cousin have to lie about situations that happened? People forget when Max left, he was seen as like the black sheep in the situation. He was painted out to be the bad guy. He was the villain and all these things. And my ears were percolating because my pot has been stewing. This perpetual stew has been going on for about a year now, but I had to wait. Now, on top of just about every single FaZe member saying that they had left FaZe, the FaZe account themselves also unfollowed every single member. And everybody started pointing their fingers again at FaZe Banks saying, what did he do this time? But he quickly reminded us that, hey, I have nothing to do with FaZe. What's going on right now? I left 4 months ago. It's unfortunate to see what's going on. Everybody the best, blase, blase, blah. You know, getting out in front of it just like any sort of PR person would do. This seemingly triggered Blackboy Max though, because what happens next seems to be a total scorched earth moment that wasn't intercepted by anybody. So we are very much inclined to believe that what he says about why he left FaZe and the things that happened between him, some of the management, the senior leadership, and the group as a whole, it's jarring. It's damning.
But we had a sponsor for that day, and niggas didn't end up doing the sponsor. Game night. Yes, if he was there, he was there. Niggas didn't end up doing the sponsor. There was difficulties with the sponsor. Yeah. After that happened, according to the assistants and staff of the creators, because I'm not gonna lie, I just really don't remember. But they said that FaZe has pulled everybody for the rest of the month and sent niggas home early. This is the first time where in my head I went, okay, so how much control do we have here?
Wow.
Literally.
How much control do niggas have over us?
Yeah.
That's the real kicker right there, bro. That's the real shit that'll make you go, nigga, you came here for an event, for your stream, for your community. They're expecting to see this. And then FaZe, the company that's literally trying to make sure that you could do everything you're currently trying to do, is telling you, send all them niggas home, put it on hold. Fuck that. If you were there, you were there. Meaning if you were in the chat or if you were there IRL, it wasn't my choice to cancel the shit, or else I would have just had somebody else say, hey, get somebody else here and now within the next 30 minutes so I can continue my show. I don't think AMP has somebody saying, yeah, agent, no, you can't do this. You can't, no, absolutely not. No. That's insanity. We know how this company is. When companies change hands, the perception and the vision, the dream for the company goes and changes and or completely dies with it. Insane.
It's a very valid question. Blackboy Max goes on to allude to the fact that he and the other members of FaZe that signed on to the organization didn't have as much control as he once thought they did. You see, on a live stream about a year ago, I remember one FaZe Bank saying to me specifically that, hey, you know, we just really rock with these guys. We support these guys. We're just behind them. And, you know, we want to get behind their creative endeavors. Very much making it seem as though, you know,
you would have the creative freedom to do what you want, but a company will be backing you, making sure you have the resources and the allocations to do those specific things. That's what FaZe was supposed to be, or that's how he portrayed it. And then he sold the company to somebody else, but he also let go of what, like 40 or so creators for like five or six niggas.
He was just fully supportive, no strings attached. But as Max is detailing and outlining here, that is not the case. He goes on to highlight different times in which the organization decided to flex their muscle and their power. One time in particular in which they kicked Lacey out of the group.
Y'all remember when Lacey got kicked from FaZe? He really got kicked from FaZe. He got kicked from FaZe because, according to the assistants and the staff and the cameramen, they said that he had missed a video shoot or something, and we were missing video shoots. And so he actually got kicked from FaZe. Granted, he was allowed back in a couple, later, because niggas all had combos, but yes, he got kicked from FaZe.
He then goes on to seemingly verify what his...
I'm not gonna lie, if that's like kind of valid though. If you're no-showing to things that we have set up for you and we're paying you money actively, why would I continue to pay you if you're not going to do the thing that you came here to do, or you're getting paid to do? I'm going to cease paying you and pay somebody else.
his cousin said in his stream about him having to pay a certain percentage of his earnings / pay $20K a month in order to rent out some sort of townhouse in the back. And he also hints that the other members are caught up in some sort of drama or ordeal, but ultimately he and themselves signed these contracts that had them connected to the FaZe name and the FaZe brand. I think we're seeing a lot of content creators in 2025, specifically from the streaming side, signed to these organizations, signed to these production companies, signed to these management firms that ultimately take control of who they are and what they do, which is completely contradictory to the whole reason why a lot of these content creators hopped into the streaming space in general. Hey, this is not traditional media, but I still want to be in the media space. I want to have control over what I do. Now, kind of as a hindsight 2020 and a forewarning for people coming up after them, these people aren't just going to throw bags at you just to throw bags at you. There's going to have to be something attached to it. No matter what a 40-year-old says on a live stream, they're not just going to put you in a mansion, pipe you up, give you all these lit aspirations and fulfill all your creative dreams without anything being attached to it at all. No. That's not how that works. And I do think it was interesting that when I had that sit down that Max kind of wasn't as vocal as, you know, some of the others, but we'll get back to that at a different time. Ultimately, Max felt like he was shafted in a lot of regards by FaZe, blindsided by the organization, not the members. But because he likes to talk so much and not have his name slung through the dirt, it was about time that FaZe Banks spoke out about the situation. And boy, he seemingly turned his back on everybody.
I just watched some clips from this Black Boy Max stream where he's playing a laugh track over my tweet. And it's like, Max, I know we've had like our individual differences, and I know I haven't really seen eye to eye with a lot of the talent because truthfully and honestly, I find you guys all to be incredibly ungrateful. I find you guys all to have insane egos, and I think it's disgusting and makes me sick to my stomach.
Now, while I don't know these boys personally, I feel like there can probably be a level of like, do you know who I am with some of these people? Like, I feel like Stable Ronaldo, Lacey, they give that type energy. Jason, a little bit, but like he might be like, I'm joking. I don't know Lacey. I don't really watch Stable Ronaldo. I don't watch either of them for real. I've seen plenty of clips. I've watched the YouTube videos of the FaZe group. Shit, we've reacted to it. But like, other than that, like, I know Black Boy Max and Silky not doing that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if they see something wrong or they see something like their lawyer, their background lawyer is reading over something, it's like, bro, this is no, fuck no. It's like, you know what I'm saying? You know who knows their worth. And it's hard to argue that with like the company that you work for, but when you don't need them, it can come off as ungrateful. But realistically, you're just trying to say that like, hey, I'm just trying to come to a middle ground with this whole thing. So I don't see that as reasonable for me. Maybe it's more of a loss for me personally. So that like, if it's not benefiting the greater good or the greater aspect of what we're trying to do here as FaZe, and it's not benefiting me, why would I want to do that? I would be like, nah. As far as what I know. Now, it could be completely different in the reality of things. So.
That your guys' relationships with each other and with every other streamer and your community included is so incredibly fake. You guys are the best actors on planet Earth, and you've made a complete career.
That could be true, or they could be really good actors to you, my nigga. You might be just the boss man. Dead ass. I mean, to your community, it's not like you're fake towards them because like they'll know. They will genuinely know. And as a streamer yourself, you would know that. So it sounds like somebody's just throwing digs, but like I can't say for sure.
Out of all of it. Max, these are your boys, but these are the same guys that said they fucking hated your guts after you left. And
you
know, you're the program.
I mean, that did happen.
You go to the side. You think you're Travis Scott and this and that. And also like Max, multiple conversations about how Ron's content's cringe, and you guys didn't fuck with the dap. None of you guys fucked with Lacey or Jason in the beginning. You guys didn't want these guys to live anywhere near you. You barely wanted to share a brand with them. But FaZe was gonna fund the Miami house for you, Rage, Silky, and Kason. So fuck it.
Wait a minute.
Oh, damn.
And then it all worked, and we forced this relationship.
Hold on now. If I recall, that is not what. was told to me. Now, I'm gonna stop being petty here because I picked up a lot of audience that doesn't know necessarily the saga. But last year, I made a video speaking about FaZe. And in that video, I outlined a couple of things that struck a nerve between a couple of the members, specifically Stable Ron and Lacey. Now, that night, or maybe the next one, I was invited to be on a live stream with Stable Ron so we can go through that conversation and discourse. And I thought that we had a pretty good conversation for what it's worth. We both came in there with some misunderstandings about each other. We came to some conclusions and agreements. And even when Lacey popped in, it was ultimately a productive conversation for what it was worth. I think we all left with better understandings of what was going on, who we were, gained perspective and insight about each other. And I thought that it was a very mature conversation. There was even a couple of times where Ron would tell his community, yo, like, I'm actually trying to like understand here. So you know,
like relax,
stop
y'all.
getting on his dick about doing stuff, et cetera, et cetera. So kudos to those guys. But the
I'd be like,
tides turned specifically when FaZe Banks stepped into the conversation and took it totally left. And in that conversation, he said things that kind of contradict what's being said today. Now, from a business perspective, I totally get it, gang. You funded a lot of the projects, and it would seem...
That's what I'm saying. He seems salty about it. He just seems salty that he had an idea, he funded it, and then it stopped working. It maybe the feng shui wasn't right. Maybe the management wasn't right. Sometimes things go awry because you keep trying to top down stuff, like just like constantly. And that shit will literally tear people apart, bro. That shit would tear people apart, and it would literally make them way less productive. It'll make the content less meaningful. It'll make the money slow up. And it's like, what do you care about in that situation? And why is it taking a hit, you know?
Very ungrateful of these people who you've funded to be, you know, so ungrateful afterwards, not appreciative, whatever the case may be. But that didn't really address what Black Boy Max kind of just said there. And you saying that they threw each other under the bus, they didn't like each other in the beginning, this, that, and the third, albeit a reiteration and maybe an exaggeration of conversations had previously, that's a complete contradiction as to what you said. Plus, if you ask some people that were very close to FaZe during this time, that doesn't match up what's being done in real time. But we'll get into that in 2 seconds.
I don't know, man. I failed miserably. It's not the first L that I'm taking in my life. It's not the first time I failed. But yeah, I wish that, in a weird way, I do wish that I fucking was closer to the fold the last 4 or 5 months. I don't think that this all would have happened this way.
Is it time to victory lap just yet? No, not yet. We'll save that for later on tonight. Banks goes on for another 12 minutes talking about, you know, how Twitter comms are negative, how these kids only care about their viewers and they'll do anything for them. They'll believe whatever they say, et cetera, et cetera. And in a follow-up to the video that he posted, he put out a tweet saying, these guys had free housing, free filmers and staff, all FaZe channels, 0% income shared. Their money and platforms all skyrocketed after meeting me, but I'm the bad guy. None of it makes sense. And like I said above, I'm going to get into all the details tomorrow. Now, as we wait for that glorious live stream to happen, the only thing that we have,
bro, I hate that shit. That whole like, I have all this evidence and I'm stacking it up, making it perfect, and I'm gonna put it in a box with a bow on that bitch, and I'm gonna drop that bitch tomorrow. 6 p.m. Eastern time. Be there. Twitch.com/Banks. Fuck with me.
Listen to our people from the FaZe.
Because just like with the undergods, and like I keep telling these motherfuckers, there is no company without the streamers and the fucking media. Like, that literally makes no sense.
Clan that were a part of this situation, and we have people that were close to them. During my research for this video, I found a tweet that Stable Ronaldo liked saying that I cannot believe this is a grown man I'm listening to speak right now. No accountability, victimizing himself and throwing the boys under the bus, saying fake relationships and secretly hating BS. And that in-depth shit dead pissed me off. That's from a fan, but liked by Stable Ronaldo, I don't know. Another like tweet by Ron stated that being 34 years old and not taking accountability for ruining your business 2 times now is insane. This motherfucker
not once, but twice. And it's like, but wait, there's more. Look at this.
Always blaming other people for his failures in life. Heavy statements from ex-members directly, but let's see what adjacent people to these streamers, to these people in FaZe Clan have to say. Friend of the show, TK, decided to go live and react to this situation. And what he said about Banks and the whole situation was very telling about how he viewed this whole entire project. It's a big money grab.
Is it really help if you was telling niggas you gotta pay me a percentage of your streams or your revenue to be a part?
Bro, I would never tell a nigga you had to pay me revenue from your lives to be a part of a group. That's insane. That's insanity. And you're talking about they're fake because they don't want to give you their money, bro. They're like, I could just not join the group. How about that? And they're like, no, but you know what you're going to lose? It's like a label. It's just like artists and labels, bro. Oh my God. He literally tried to pull a label on him. And now people would be, I wouldn't even be I wouldn't even be flabbergasted if people started being like, yeah, man, streaming groups with like big companies behind them. It's scary, bro. It is scary either way. Cause like, you never know what a company, maybe like OTK or something like that is maybe hiding a little something. Cause like these groups aren't like fucking AMP, RDC and things like those are friend groups that started something. And some of them may have met along the way and stuff like that, but they're still friends and they created the AMP image and logo and everything like that. The company works for them. It's not the other way around like it is for FaZe where Lacey and them work for FaZe rather than it being like they are FaZe. And if they broke up, you know what I'm saying? Just like the last bunch of groups of people that were in FaZe, because I swear it was like they went through a video like the last time that they wiped the board clean, and like there were so many people, fucking older men, older women, younger men, younger women on that bitch talking about something. Yo, what the fuck is going on? Crying, saying like, yo, what the fuck, bro? And then just to find out you got replaced by the younger ones, you know what I'm saying? That's just way more popping, and it's just a select few. We all remember when Banks and then was like, yo, I'm doing it. I just decided I'm switching shit up today. And it was so abrupt, bro. Hella
what
abrupt.
we're doing here.
Again,
Mind you, before these niggas joined FaZe, what was FaZe's relevancy? What was FaZe's existence?
Basically none.
Who was FaZe?
No. FaZe was a title to be had for people who were great gamers and whatnot. And if you had the FaZe title officially, you were cool. You weren't like, oh my God, it's fucking Kai Cenat. It's, you know what I'm saying? Oh, it's one of my favorite streamers, you know, Storm Mega Gaiden 6. You know what I'm saying? And he is like, don't get me wrong, he's got 10,000 viewers in his chat. But you know, when it comes down to what FaZe wants, what FaZe wanted, they wanted the boys that could actually get them to where they want to be. They got that, and they're mad that they can't fucking siphon every little bit off of them. I'm guaranteed the smaller streamers that they had prior, they could tell, yo, you want this FaZe logo, nigga? You want this FaZe name, nigga? Officially? Yeah, you gotta pay us royalties. Never accept a sponsor that makes you pay them. That's not a sponsor.
I'm not mad because he did a business move the wrong way. I'm mad because this nigga sitting here talking about it like, oh,
He talking
I
shit.
did so much for these niggas, and all I did was love these niggas, and all I'm asking for them is to sign a 360, sign your soul away to me, little.
All I'm asking you is to sign a 360. Insanity. You got to say it completely different because it's fucking
Monkey,
cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
you little streamer dancer. Like, so what, you little idiot? Like, goddamn. I gave you so much. I loved y'all so much like brothers. We built this shit
Barely
from the
knew
ground,
him.
gang, and I let y'all get into it. So just sign your soul away. How fucking dare you be so ungrateful that you don't sign your fucking soul to me?
You know who have that same energy? You know who has the same energy? Scammers. They swear they getting you out of your debt. They getting you out of fucking life's fucking most deepest, most terrible fucking tribulations that God could give you. They swear they're the cheat code. And if you don't accept their help, you might as well be shaking hands with the devil, bro. You're the scum of the earth. You are the scum of the earth. You're the scammer. That's how they treat you, bro. That's what he's doing right now. He's trying to manipulate the situation to benefit him.
What are we fucking talking about, bro?
Hey, yo. Scum TK, a streamer and friend of Your Rage, a current FaZe member, he hasn't tweeted out that he's left FaZe, went on live and refuted and debunked and stated that what Banks was saying was untrue in a lot of the regards, in a lot of the situations. There's one instance where FaZe Banks says that he's never made any money from FaZe. And Scum TK, again, somebody very close to this situation, completely refutes that allegation and says that it's totally false.
I have never made not one singular dollar outside of my.
You didn't just sell your stake in FaZe? I don't care. I'm tripping. I'm leaking. I'm sorry. You didn't just sell your stake in FaZe?
Oh, wow.
Niggas can't do shit to me. Black Shark.
You know what that is? That's a dump. That's a dump. He just dumped and got out.
Pull up. I got
Keep digging in him, TK.
We can keep doing this.
Keep
You didn't just come up
So who
real
has
bright
left
off
FaZe
this
so
shit.
far?
Even Aiden Ross, somebody very close to FaZe Banks and the corporate side of streaming, who was behind the scenes, went ahead and did his attempt at scorching the earth by outing the fact that not only did he help FaZe financially, but revealing the truth behind
Didn't he
what
invest
happened between
he invested like 100,000 in FaZe.
the real owners and the content side of things.
They're using FaZe's foundation, their money to buy stuff for shoots, brand deals, like FaZe has been doing, right? It's a corporate business.
Yeah.
So
That's what they do. You're saying that's like saying like they're using us to market themselves. Are you a marketing company? Well, yes, and did you ask them to come to be a part of your company? Yeah, but like they're so ungrateful. I asked them for $20,000 a month, just a measly $20,000, and they said no. What? But you got the FaZe name.
they never signed that 20% initially. They come after them a year and a half later and then ask for the 20%. That is where I think that's in the wrong.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Because listen, if your intention was to sign these guys for 20% to join FaZe, they probably would have all done it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But now you waited till they're big and they already have millions of followers and dollars. So why would they sign a contract? You can't put a deal on the fucking face of this.
Literally. That's like saying, like, I cooked you this food, you halfway through the food, and I'm like, oh, I gotta charge you for that though. I have, you owe me $16.73. You ate half the burger already. I gave you a place to sit, a roof to not get the rain on your head because it's raining outside, and a plate of food. And you don't want to pay for the food that I gave you for free? Insane. Banks, FaZe Banks, they don't want it.
Point. Do you understand?
How do you think we pay the cameramen and stuff? You're a company. That's what you were doing prior.
I understand both sides here. They wouldn't have done it. Well, then, Lico, then you could argue that they wouldn't be as big as they are.
Yeah, you
Or
can
could
argue that.
you
You
know,
can.
there's many arguments to make. I think they would have done it. Maybe not all of them.
All in all, this is messy because unlike we were told in the beginning, this seems to be way more business as opposed to real, genuine friendships, handling things the right way, the proper way. It seems very shady and underhand.
Charisma.
Now, I know over the next couple of days, we are going to hear, the different sides and people are going to have to speak about this. But this is very interesting, especially because last year, people who kind of called this stuff out were killed over some of their criticisms and takes. So now I'm putting a call to action. Two things. One, I will be live tonight going over what FaZe Banks is going to be saying in his stream where he announces everything. I'm pretty sure others will be speaking out about it by that time. So that'll give us a lot to react to. I really want to stay glued to this because I am kind of ready to skip around the room. Skip around the room. But two, and most importantly, make sure you get this to them. Ron, Lacey, I'm extending you guys an invitation just like you extended me an invitation to talk about these things. Hell, I'll do it for Max. I'll do it for Silky. I'll do it for Jason. I'll do it for whoever. Adapt as well. Especially because it's really messed up hearing that he's also leaving this organization.
Yeah, and Adept literally built that shit from the fucking beginning. That's insane, bro. Banks, you're calling Adept greedy? Oh, you gotta be kidding, bro. You gotta be insane. He's one of the reasons that FaZe is what it is as well. And why people strive to be as good as they are in video games to get to his level in order to have those clips and get possibly on FaZe next to some of those big names. Cheers, bro. Holy
knowing
shit.
what this organization meant to him. But to you two guys who generously granted me your platform, I want to do the same for you. Hell, I'll even fly you to be in studio with me so we can have this conversation in real time. But I just want to talk. I just want to get it all out there. And I just want to ask, why did FaZe Banks lie to me? Why did FaZe Banks lie to us?
Oh, we got to react to this
You
one
know,
next.
every time that
In
I
a coffin? Oh my God. Oh my God. Wait.
Why did FaZe Banks lie to me? Why did
We pay all.
Wait. All right, we go react to that one another time. We're gonna react to that one another time. Cause nigga, what? Abso-fucking-lutely. W's in the chat, bro. God damn, bro. That's what happened, bro. It's literally what happens when you have a leader that's not really trying to lead. They just in it for the money. That's why, you know what I'm saying? I feel like if FaZe stayed the way it was prior, it would have been completely different. Maybe this was the right move, getting rid of all of those people, like 40 or so people or plus people or whatever the case. But in the end, stuff like this could definitely be detrimental if you're not looking at it from a longevity standpoint. The money doesn't matter if you're looking at how we could perfect the business, because that shit gonna come regardless. This nigga just wanted money. He didn't care about shit else. Oh my God. That's insanity, bro. Insanity. You know, we never watched the streamer award situation either. Oh my God, bro. I'm so late on a lot of these situations. We will be uploading them very, very soon. YouTube, I want y'all to know our schedule hasn't been as it should, but it definitely will be back up. Like I said, 3 videos a week. We getting them out right now so that we're prepared. I want to start a whole week fresh, so we're not just like, oh, it's Wednesday. We're going to start next week doing, you know what I'm saying, Monday, Thursday, or Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, when it should have been that Monday instead of that, you know, starting on Wednesday. I like to do things correctly, do it the right way. So W's in the chat. We'll see y'all next time. Hit that like button and subscribe to the noti bell. A lot of y'all not subscribed that be watching my videos. A lot of you. Y'all just be lurking, bro. You know what I'm saying? Fuck with your boy. Fuck with your boy. We'll catch y'all on the next one, though. Deuces.